Hello guys, welcome again to today's stream. I am going to paint Nurse from Dead by Daylight today, so I hope you guys love Dead by Daylight because we're going to spend a lot of time with Nurse today. She's actually one of my favorite characters in Dead by Daylight, if not my favorite. I just really can't choose between her and Anna. Both of those are so well developed as characters that I can never choose. Dropping by to say hi, you have an assignment due at 8 AM and it's 12:24 right now. Oh no, that's not good. I hope you've made some good progress on it though, and that's totally fine. Egex, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. I hope it goes well. Assignments can be no fun, right? Hello Nick, how are you doing? Nice to see you back here. So I want to make her glow, which means the background needs to be pretty dark. So I'm going to start by mixing up some lovely dark paint. And I obviously have the ref from the game here as well, so we can use that. Hi Rin, how are you doing? I'm looking especially fairy tale today. Oh, good. I'm glad. Hello Gabe, how are you? So we're doing a Dead by Daylight painting today. Hope you guys are keen. So I want the bottom of it to be darker and sort of have a gradient going lighter. So I'm gonna mix up some lovely black and then we'll go from there. You're doing well. You had your 26th birthday yesterday. Lots of good things happening. That's awesome, Nick. Happy birthday to you. What did you end up doing? How awesome is that? Lovely having some great news on here. Okay, so apologies if I'm gonna go kind of quiet soon because I need the gradient to be very smooth, so I'm going to try my best to do it as quickly as possible. The gradient is always the trickiest part, so... Always hard. I've noticed when I'm doing watercolor, it's always hard to get the darker colors smooth. I feel like the lighter colors can go smoother a lot easier than dark colors. I don't know why, for some reason it just seems that way to me. So maybe it's just me. But yeah, hopefully soon I'll have the whole background nice and dark. And I want to add some glowy effects as well. I really want to try and make she's got like a glowy hand. for those of you who've played the game. So I really want to try and do some glowy effects on her hand as well. Art on Tila T's stream. Hiking outside Vegas, great foods and wonderful people. That sounds like an awesome birthday, Nick. An awesome birthday. Did you spend it with friends or family or both? Sounds like you had a really lovely day. I'm really happy for you. I think realistically, I just need to get it down and then we'll go from there. So hopefully I can just go darker and darker every little bit, and then eventually I have a nice gradient. It's crazy how much this paper can take, you know. I'm really soaking it with water at the moment and it's doing pretty good. I'm very happily surprised actually. Cool. So I figured that should be alright. You know, we'll go darker a little bit later, but I need to try and remove a little bit of the paint that I added onto her because I don't want strong lines, so I'm just gonna dull it down. Hopefully I can fix it. Hi Robin, how are you? Hello Joe Jack. Friends yesterday, family today, making digital art, gonna start your night. Just wanted to say hi, maybe lurk for a bit. That's okay. I'm glad that you had such a wonderful birthday. Sounds like you had a fantastic time, and you know, that's what birthdays are all about, so I'm really happy for you. So I'm just trying to erase some of that darkness as much as I can. I obviously can't remove all of it, and I don't mind because I do need to darken up her legs as well. You're good. Hope I'm well. I'm doing much better this week, Robin. I'm feeling really good, and I'm so happy to be back on here with you guys. So, yeah. No, it's been a lovely, lovely week. I really love the flecking I'm getting here. It's gonna be covered a little bit, but not too badly. So you need to let that dry just a little. But eventually I can start adding some, you know, contrast to her and the background. And that'll be fun. Once I've got the background out of the way, essentially this thing is halfway there. So I just gotta focus on the background if I can. So what have you been up to this week, Robin? How has your week been going? So Nurse seems to have a red belt, so I could give her a little bit of a red belt. In the reference pictures, like there's a few different variations of her bone saw. I obviously picked the default one, so we're just gonna have a pretty standard bone saw. I might make the actual saw gold. We'll see. But yeah, essentially she's gonna have a white based dress, and yeah, I need to get the background. I do need to get the background darker, but I can't touch it too much when it's wet, so just gonna have to bear with it for now. I guess I could add a little bit of red to her dress. That should be fine. Like just a slight faint red tone. I don't think she's got red anywhere else. She does have like a lot of blood splatter red, but I'm gonna add that once I'm done. You're pretty good, although it's been raining every day, so you haven't been able to walk up to the cafe to get coffee. Oh no, can't you take like an umbrella or something? That would be great. You walk everywhere in the rain. Rain don't stop you, hey Ren. Sounds good. Yeah, sometimes like it depends how cold it is. If it's a really cold day, I don't mind getting wet in the rain. But if it's like, I mean, if it's a really warm day, I don't mind getting cold. But if it's really freezing, then no thanks. Then I don't like it. But I mean, if I've got a good raincoat or like a good umbrella, I don't mind. That's all good. It's always rainy or misty here, so it doesn't bother you. Well, I guess you get used to it, right? I mean, if you gotta live with it, you gotta live with it. So not much you can do about that. Just gotta deal. Does feel like it's mostly dried up. I can't understand why this one stayed so flat. Like it hasn't buckled at all. And a lot of my other brushes, papers tend to just really buckle for some reason. So yeah, we need to get darker and a lot darker. So I have a good amount mixed up, but what I'm gonna do, I think I'll do like side by side, so give it another layer. Well, we're definitely getting more gradient now. So that's good. Now for the other side. I'm trying to lay down not too much water, but just enough so my paint can move around, and it's being hard to see how wet it is because I don't want to over drench it and then ruin the paper, but it's being really tricky to see. Oh, so that's looking a lot nicer. A lot darker and closer to how I want it. I think I'm learning a lot as well because I've definitely gotten the left side less streaky than the right, and that is a really good sign, you know, because that's more how I want it. It just makes your hair extra fluffy. Don't you hate that when you know, when it's humid weather and your hair goes every which way, and it's incredibly annoying. Although sometimes fluffy hair is the look you're going for, so if that's the case, I guess the weather can be extremely helpful, which is lovely. Silent Hill, kind of, yeah. I'm drawing the character from Dead by Daylight, and essentially she's inspired by the Silent Hill movie, so you could say that, yes, it's Silent Hill. So I'm gonna try and add some clouds in the background. Once this dries, I'm just gonna let it settle for a bit. Because I want to make it look misty and foggy. So I can add a couple clouds, and that should look a little bit closer to what I want. And I know she sort of started disappearing down the bottom, but that's okay. We can deal with that. It won't be a problem. Because I'm going to add lots and lots of highlights as well. You've seen one friend play that game. Glad the horror scene is still going strong now that you don't have Supernatural. Well, I love Dead by Daylight. It's an awesome game. I would highly recommend it to those who are interested. Definitely would highly recommend. So I'm wondering if I make the clouds sort of come through like that. It's essentially just going to be dark and black, so it won't matter too badly. I didn't mean to add that much water. That's a bit much. I think the paper is still too wet. It's not quite letting me do what I want to do, unfortunately. I'm getting close, but not quite. How do I prep my paper? I don't really. I'm lazy, so I don't really do that. You need decent teammates though. In what, Dead by Daylight? I've heard that, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to play with. I just go online and like play with whomever is on at the time, and that's about all I do. So I'm just trying to build up layer by layer because I'm gonna be adding some more once this dries. You played Friday the 13th on Tuesday night. Well, what exactly is Friday the 13th? Is that a horror game? Sounds like a horror game. On multiplayer, you play on competitive is Among Us, and then PUBG on phone. How can you play PUBG on phone? That must be way too hard. It's like Dead by Daylight, but just Friday the 13th themed. Is that a movie? Yeah, it's a game based on the movies. Oh, okay. I play the Stranger Things version of Dead by Daylight, so they have a mod simply for Stranger Things, and it's pretty cool. I do know Jason. Yeah, I know Jason. But I don't think I've watched the movie. I've just, like, I've played the Jason character, and I've, you know, read a lot about Jason, but I haven't ever, you know, watched the movie, so probably should get around to it, right? It's like when that kid says MasterChef is the Fortnite guy. Why is MasterChef the Fortnite guy? Am I adding a grain of some sort, salt or sand? No, it's just the paint. I'm trying to get this sort of grainy, gory look. So, and my paint, when it, especially the darker paint colors, they have this sort of grainy look to them when you add a lot of water to them. So they end up looking like this. But yeah, no grain in it at all, just the watercolor. So if it's kind of like, depending on how much water I add, it goes more grainy, and how I add the paint on also makes it more grainy. Sort of just depends how I want it. Not the easiest thing to control, but There are some things I can do to control it. So was the Jason movie a good one? I'm guessing it would be. You've never been a big fan of the Jason movies, but you're a horror buff, so you've seen them all. There are a bunch. You think there was a Freddy Krueger aliens cross over in outer space. Uh, that's a Jason movie? Yeah, Jason was in space and there was a Freddy versus Jason. Okay, that's interesting. Wasn't it Freddy versus Jason versus Predator? Who knows? Who knows? So, if you had to pick some of your favorite horror movies, Rin, what would they be? Since you're such an avid horror movie fan, it seems. You're a big Stephen King fan. The original ID miniseries has a special place in your heart. Okay. I think Stephen King makes really good movies, so that's some good taste. I haven't seen the original IT miniseries though, so can't say that I'm familiar with those. Tremors, because it happens during the daylight. Tremors, why Tremors? Mostly your favorite horror movies are the more psychological ones that make you think. Same, Ren, same. I love those. Do you like Shutter Island? Um, there were some others. What's some of my favorites? I can never remember them whenever I have to think. I love The Ring. I really do love The Ring. I think it's probably up there with some of my favorite horror movies. Um, Japanese horror is amazing. It's just like, for some reason, they do a really good job at it. The Uninvited is also great. I haven't seen that. You write screenplays and they're horror. Oh my goodness, how awesome is that? The Circle or The Cube too. I haven't seen those. I haven't seen them. Gotta watch them. There's a few movies called The Circle, but if you mean the one where all the people are standing in a circle, then yeah, you love that one. So I haven't seen any of those. I've heard about The Cube. I think I was going to watch it, but then I ended up watching something else. You know how it goes. I only got so much time to do things, and you get caught up doing other things. Like, you know, why is time so limited? Why? Why can't we just do what we want to do, you know, and never be limited by time? That would be so awesome. I do need to wet this side a little more because I have to get I have to get it darker because I darkened the other side up now, so this side's gotta be darker too now. Otherwise I'm gonna have some inconsistencies going. And we don't want that. They do all tend to dry a lot lighter than you put them down, so like, luckily whatever you do, you know, doesn't end up being as dark as you think it's gonna be. The original Cube is really good. The second and third are unnecessary. Yeah, okay. I guess there's a lot of movies like that. Like, personally, I loved the first well, didn't love it, but I liked the first Transformer. The first Transformer was okay, and then they made the second one, and it was like, okay, we can deal with this. It's okay. And then they made the follow-ups, and it just got like way too much, you know, it got convoluted and just crazy, and I didn't feel like watching it anymore. So, yeah. You know why I think this paper isn't buckling as much? I've just realized it. I think it's because it's sticking to my table. So, by sticking to the table, it's essentially, yeah, it's essentially flattening itself out, which is kind of nice. The original Cube, there's a similar French movie that's supposed to be pretty good, but instead levels, you just haven't been in the mood to read subs. Oh, right. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, if you can't, if you just want to relax and like be able to listen, like sometimes you can put a movie on in the background and you don't even have to watch it. You can still keep track of what's going on. Like, my bedroom is right across the lounge, and there's been times when I've been in bed and other people have been watching movies, and I can like literally watch the whole movie. Like I can actually see the TV from my bedroom, but I don't even have to. Like I can keep track of what's going on just by listening. And that's pretty cool. So I'm very lucky with where my bedroom is. And luckily I'm like always the last person to sleep, so it doesn't ever get me that people want to watch because I want to sleep. Essentially, I am the night owl of the house, so that rarely happens. I do think it'll help if I can get the top darker as well because I need to have a beautiful vibrant glow near her hand, so I'm gonna try and do that. Same as I've done with the rest. Not gonna keep going smooth. I'm just gonna tap it and create like clouds. Clouds all over is what we're gonna do. Oh, thank you for the follow, Fireani. I'm saying that name properly. Hope so. Thank you. Please sit down and join our vampire tea party. We're just working on a nurse from Dead by Daylight, so if you're familiar with the game, you might recognize her. She's one of my favorite characters, actually. See if I can tap some of the excess paint out to create kind of like a gradient around her hand. Hopefully that works. So I do want the bottom area darker than it is, because I want it to go from dark to light. So we're gonna have to see if we can do that. Move it up a little so you guys can see better. Let's go! Let us try and do the bottom bit darker. I'll just go little by little. Hello, Lady Paints! How are you doing? You love this so much? Thank you. You love the granulation in this. I was trying to get it more granulated because I really wanted her to look, you know, grungy. I feel like it suits the feel of this painting, so yeah, I've been trying to get as much of that as possible. Now I need to try and save her foot from being amputated at the moment because it's getting to that point where it's wanting to. We don't want that. You love how smoky the background is right now. Thank you, Rin. Thank you. Hopefully I can, you know, use it to my advantage for the rest of the piece because I did want that sort of mysterious, smoky kind of creepy look. Like it's almost misty in the dark and you can just tell that she's gonna come out from nowhere, you know? I've lost some of the integral parts of her foot, but that's okay. I'll lighten them up eventually, so... you're doing wonderful. You've missed my streams so much. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm sorry that you missed them, but we'll be back now. And I'm expecting next month that I'll be streaming probably quite a bit more than I am at the moment. So that'll be exciting. A lot more art and a lot more hanging with you guys. Sounds like heaps of fun. So yeah, lots of good times awaiting. I could always give her coloured socks if I need to recover some of the ankle. That's true, that's true. But I did want to make her look like the original characters, so I'm going to try my best. If I can't recover it, socks will be a great idea, but I have a feeling we'll be alright with some highlighters, some gouache and everything, you know. We should be able to, and I don't mind that it's looking like it's blending into the background because it sort of helps give that faded look as well. You love your watercolors so much. You handmade ones, you buy, have a lot of granulation to them, you love it. Actually, yeah, granulation in watercolor is some of my favorite aspects of watercolor. I actually love that. Um, I know that sometimes in some pieces it is unwanted, but you know, not always. Well, thank you for the follow, Shifty Eddie. Please sit down and join our vampire tea party. Make yourself at home. Feel free to introduce yourself. Kind of helps for me having the little thumbnail on screen there as well because, you know, I get a different perspective of the painting than when it's lying on my table like this. So, yeah, it's really helpful. So I think while I wait for all of that to dry, because it's going to take a while, I might just start with the contrast on her dress. You know, start building up little layers here and there and try and figure out what colors and things to make it. It reminds you of ink. Oh, okay. What is this going for in this part of the book? This is not part of my book. This is a character from Dead by Daylight that I'm doing. So she's called Nurse. If you've ever watched Silent Hill, you are probably familiar with her character, but yeah, it's not my original character. It's a character from Dead by Daylight, so just doing some fan art today, essentially. Love watching me create. The journey is the best part. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the journey because I enjoy your company in the journey, so that's awesome. Hello, Navito. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So I need to keep patting paint off because it's a constant warfare between me and the paint down here. Because I did put it down quite wet. And I don't want her legs to disappear, so I am doing my best fighting the paint. And I feel like her bone saw has all but completely disappeared. So I'm going to try and get the ref back. The Silent Hill games are so good. Wait, there's other games other than Dead by Daylight with Nurse in them? So I think Nurse was part of my 2020 Jolaween pieces, one of my Jolaween pieces. So I have to try and recover the rest of my bone saw. Very, very gently. Yeah, the first Silent Hill was from 1999, and there were about 15 other games since then. Well, you've got to send me a list of them, Rin. I'd love to play them. You'll be lurking for a bit, you're getting ready for bed, but you're going to watch me paint for a little longer first. That's alright, no worries, Lady Paints. I hope you will have a lovely rest when you do. Well, at least we can see her bonesaw once again. That's great. I mean, it's kind of one of the most important aspects of this piece, right? Is her bonesaw, so... We don't want that disappearing on us. You hate we are so opposite time zones. Oh, that does suck, doesn't it? They were all on the PlayStation. The most recent one was 2012, unless you count PlayStation. Yeah, so I don't have PlayStation, so I wouldn't be able to play those. And the only PC-based one that I know of is Dead by Daylight, so tried to find others because I really like her character. I love playing as her, so... We're definitely going to be working in grey a lot on this piece, aren't we? A ton of grey. It's midnight here. Oh no. Do you have work in the morning, Shermany? Or what are you doing? What's the horror game with the little kids? It's a scary side scroller. Thought about getting that one. A side scroller? What does that mean? Are you meaning, oh, you mean platformer. Are you meaning, either you mean Little Nightmares or you mean Inside Out? Was it just inside? Upside down or inside? I don't know. I'm not sure, but It's one of those. I haven't actually played Little Nightmares. I really want to. I think I'll love it, but I have so little time. Like, I'm mostly just playing art, like doing art or, playing a couple of different games, so don't ever really get time to play that. Guess you just gotta make time if you want something, right? You played the first Little Nightmares, but not the second one. Do you have the second one yet? Yeah, Little Nightmares looks too scary. It's not too scary. There's like much scarier games out there. Like, what about that alien game? What's it called again? Alien Isolation. Oh my gosh, like, try and play that. I haven't played it, but I've seen people play it and it looks horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. So she seems to have some shadow, like a really dark shadow going on there. Big bad monsters, no problem. Throwing you back to your childhood and scary adults, no thanks. I see, I see. Well, that's fair enough if you don't really like the thought of that. You haven't bought it yet, you watched someone play it, so you're not sure if you're going to. What's holding you back? Are you not seeing great things about it, or? It's still super, super wet, but that's alright. Made a lot of progress today and I'm really happy about that. So she does appear to have a little bit of like a, let me save that image. So in some pictures, she seems to have like a greenish tone to her dress. And then in other pictures, she seems to have more of a reddish tone. So it's gonna be kind of difficult to determine which is the most accurate. I feel like I would like to give her a reddish tone. I really like the idea of that. Does it depend on the dominant color of the background? It might just be contrasting automatically. I think some people Photoshop them up a little bit different, and that's why I'm getting different kinds of compositions, different kinds of colors everywhere, so this depends on, I guess, what the person wanted with their picture. The original nurse had just a white uniform and she was dirty and bloody. So yeah, this one is very, very similar. You've never seen what the nurse looks like in DVD, so you haven't seen her skins or anything. I'll show you a picture. Just hang on. I wanted a full picture, not just a half picture, thank you. She's got lots of beautiful skins for her bone sores though. So, um, so I'll show you guys quickly what she looks like. Here's here's one of the reference pictures I've been working with. So, as you can see, she's got blood splatter on. I also want to really do glow. So I'm gonna try and go in with some, colored pencils afterwards. Also gonna use a lot of gouache. So yeah, I can play around with a lot of things. But yeah, I really do think she's got more of a pinkish, reddish tone, if anything. So you want to play that game, but it also kind of stresses you out. As the killer or as a survivor? Like, I find being the killer is more stressful to me than being the survivor. Um, just, I don't know, like, it's really hard to be the killer. So, yeah, gotta put in a lot of effort. So I need to give her dress a little bit of a darker red now, because it's a really deep, deep dark. So I need to make it both darker and less saturated. I'll just be right back, guys. Give me one more. Sorry about the short break, guys. I just had to go open the door for the postman quickly. It seems like my stream doesn't like when I switch scenes. Yeah, I've noticed that. I need to get my boyfriend or my brother to look into that, and maybe they can give me some ideas. Like, why does that happen, you know? Because I'm not too sure. I feel like we have the base of her done, so essentially there's not a whole lot I still want to change, you know. I'm very happy with her look and very happy with where she's heading, so I have a feeling we'll probably end today's stream because I can't do a whole lot anymore. She's really wet and I need her to be, you know, a little bit drier if I want to start adding more details in. So I have a feeling it might be best if I stop today's stream and we continue on with her in my next stream. But yeah, I just wanted to thank all of you guys for stopping by, being here, keeping me company. It's been fun. I will quickly have a look who's online and who we can raid today. So, oh, we can raid Deepdale Studio. That would be awesome. First time we get to raid her. How exciting. Let us do that. I will go raid Deepdale Studio. So for those of you who don't know, Leash is an amazing artist and an awesome illustrator, and her stream is so chill and relaxing and just an awesome place to hang out in. So I'm sure you guys are gonna have a great time with Leash. But I think I have another stream scheduled in a couple of hours, so probably later tonight my time. If you guys want to check the stream schedule for that, that is a link to my stream schedule. And then yeah, hopefully you guys can attend that stream where we make some more progress on Nurse over here. But until then, I hope you guys will have an awesome rest of your day, awesome sleep, I hope. And some of you who are sticking around, I hope you will have fun with me and Leash on her stream. But until then, see you guys.